For number one, you had to multiply these three together. What I did first is I multiply the negative 3 and the 4 to get negative 12, and the I times I gives me I squared. And if you remember back, that I squared is supposed to be negative 1, so if you replace I squared with negative 1, that means that negative 12 times negative 1 gives you a positive 12. Now when you multiply these two together, you get 24, and 24i, the answer being C. So just do 2 at a time, and then multiply everything all together at the end. For number 2, you just add a combined like terms because you're adding. So if you add up the real parts, 11 and 3, you get 14. If you combine up the positive I, the negative 15i, you get negative 14i, which the answer choice is A. For number 3, this one's a little bit more difficult. You got to multiply by the conjugate. The conjugate being that if you switch the sign of the negative, it's going to be positive 8 plus 11i. And then you have to FOIL everything. And down over here on the side, I FOILed the numerator. So I'm going to FOIL 6 minus 3i, 8 plus 11i. So I'll give you a moment to kind of copy this. And then you multiply this one times this one to 48. You multiply this one times this one to get 66i. Negative 3i and 8 is negative 24. And lastly, you multiply negative 3i, 11i to get negative 33. And again, I squared changes to negative 1. So then when you combine negative 33 times negative 1, it gives you positive 33. And then this gives you 81. And you combine 66, negative 24, it gives you 42. And then when you multiply the bottom, the denominator, you distribute 8 and 8 gives you 64. The conjugate, the middle part, cancels out. And when you multiply negative 11, positive 11, you get negative 121i. I squared, remember that I squared is negative 1. So you end up having to add these together, and you get 185. And then matching the numerator, it gives you answer choice A. And that's it for the first 3.